All right, welcome back to Lost for Words with Lori. It is Sunday. It is May the 21st, and it is 10:36 p.m. I hope everyone is doing all right. It has been a really long time since I have chatted at you people. I am sitting out on my deck of my new house, and you can hear birds chirping. They're not birds, they're crickets. You can hear wildlife. So I hope it's not too distracting, but it is pretty fucking cool because I bought a house. So, yeah. We're gonna call today's podcast Agony and Ecstasy Part 1 because it has been a hell of a motherfucking week or more since I last gave you guys all an update on what has been going on in your heroine's world. But what a fucking week it has been. So, when last we talked, you guys knew I closed on my house, and I've been moving things back and forth. And on Saturday this last week, I actually finally moved all of my furniture into my new house. But the week leading up to that was a little chaotic, because I've been taking care of house and home and my health and all of that bullshit that goes with that. And doctor's appointments have led to more chaotic things with needing iron infusions and chiropractors and B12 shots and running back and forth to a lot of doctor's appointments. And on top of that, I had to take a road trip with my two canine besties to Maryland for a concert. And so on top of that, I missed an awful lot of work this week. And the chaos that went with my move. And I had a pretty big major meltdown this week. So there were a couple of people who had to literally talk me off of the cliff because, pain, insomnia, stress, anxiety, and all of the chaos within has made me a pretty hot mess, so to speak. But I learned a lot from that process of melting down and not necessarily knowing how to handle that, I don't know, vulnerability, I guess you could call it. Only because for the first time in my world, in the 50-some years I've been on this planet, I've been put in a position to have people around me who actually want to be there to support me. And I don't really know how to handle that sometimes. It's a little weird. It's a little odd to have people around you who actually give a fuck and are invested in you learning and growing and evolving and changing. And you really don't know how to handle that sometimes, and it's scary. But at the same time, it's given me the ability to practice and learn and utilize some of the tools that I've worked on over the last, 18, 19 months. And it's been a pretty cool ride. I don't really know what to make of all of it, but I do know that the agony and the anxiety that I've had to deal with over the last 18 months kind of culminated in a big way when I panicked earlier this week, not knowing whether or not I could reach the finish line when I could see it, and it was there. And it was pretty crazy. But the ecstasy was all of these people that have invested all of this time and energy in just accepting me and reaching out and loving me. They all came through, man. And I realized that I was this close to the finish line and I could make it. And I could see it and I could reach it. And I could smell it and I could taste it. And all I had to do was just step back for a minute and listen. And then there it was. I just took that leap of faith. It was pretty amazing. And that was the ecstasy part of that. And I'll tell you, man, the realization that you can really learn to recognize the patterns of the way that you handled things before. And you can make all of those positive changes. And the proof's in the pudding, man. It works. And I was able to unlearn some more of those bad behaviors, those bad coping skills, those bad mechanisms that didn't work for me for so many years. And get through it, And it's just another victory. It's just another way to prove that I can get through another thing, and it just makes me a better version of myself. I'm surrounded by the most amazing humans, you guys. It is an island of misfit toys, but what good people. I'm so grateful. I'm so humble. I have so much to look forward to. The finish line's there. You just got to keep working harder. I have some other good news. I'm finally Facebook official with Brian. And I have to tell you, this man is the most amazing human I've ever met. He gives me the space to be absolutely unapologetically me. He got to experience me at my worst, and he didn't run screaming in the other direction. He just held my hand and said, it's gonna be alright. And that's pretty amazing. But I am so glad that everybody has been here to support me. I'm so grateful. And I'm looking forward to Agony and Ecstasy Part 2 as we unpack the nightmare that is my new home. But I am sleeping in a new home where there's no noise above me, there's no chaos, there's just peace and quiet and happiness and love. And I'll tell you guys, that is priceless. But as always, you guys, wash your fucking hands, be good humans. I'll catch you up next week. I got another chaotic week, so it'll be probably a little more agony and ecstasy. But until then, I'm just going to try and enjoy every moment of joy and peace that I can get. But I appreciate y'all. I'll talk to you soon. Take care. Love y'all.